Hey, Back to Basics fans, it's TJ here from Fat Kings TV, is my YouTube channel. And this week we're doing Soul Week. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. Love that song. Justin Timberlake did it. Check it out on YouTube. Anyway, I wanted to address the soul before I get started on Soul Week. Since this is my first Soul Week vlog, people who follow me in Fat Kings and people who know me in my day-to-day life and people who maybe follow me on Facebook know that I am an atheist. So how can an atheist do Soul Week? Well, I think that we all have a soul. And it's not the soul that maybe a Christian or a Muslim or Buddhist or a Taoist or a Mormon or a whatever thinks of as a soul. To me, soul is kind of a big ambiguous term. For me, there's a mind and body split. There's your mind and your emotions, and then there's your physicalness. And the soul encompasses your emotions and your thoughts and the chemical reactions that go on there. So, yes, I believe in the soul, just not in the same way. So that's how an atheist can do Soul Week. Just wanted to get that out of the way. So this week we're discussing outside and inner pressures of weight loss that affect us inwardly. Now, on this part of it, they said, hey, just pick a couple of points and maybe talk about them, but I do best in a Q&A type setting. So I'm just going to go through, read the questions, and answer them the best I can. And hopefully you don't hate me at the end. So, first one. Does peer pressure, societal, family pressure have any influence in your weight loss surgery journey? How so? No. It does not have an influence. It did originally. So whenever I first started, I did worry about what other people thought. I did concern myself with how my weight loss affected other people. But I quickly learned that to get the most out of this journey, you're going to have to be selfish. You're going to have to put you first, and you're going to have to think about yourself. And I think that to get there, so the next question is it at a level that you are comfortable with? I think to get to a level that you're comfortable with, what you need to do is sit down quietly by yourself and just think about you. So don't think about your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your dog or your kids or your work or what somebody might have told you or your family or whatever it is, your sister, your best friend, your brother, whatever it is. You have to put anything they've ever said to you out of your mind and any influence that they might have over you out of your mind. And you just need to think about what makes you happy and what is it that you think will make you happy going forward. What do you want out of life? What are your goals? And if you start thinking about your spouse or you start thinking about your dog or you start thinking about your parents or you start thinking about your friends, you need to push them out of your mind and bring it back to you and yourself and what you want out of life and what makes you happy and what your goals are. And if there's just too much noise, take a break from it, come back, do it again later. But you really need to figure yourself out. You need to figure out what your happiness is, where it's at, find your happy place, and then find out what you want out of life. And once you do that, it becomes a whole lot easier. Because then you can focus on that and you have something to definitely work towards. So once the noise starts creeping in, you can push it out because you are set on a certain path. Next question is, how are you learning to balance outside pressure with your inner vision of what you want life to be? So this goes back to what it is you discovered about yourself when you took time, when you sat down and you just thought about you. There really isn't a balance. The weight loss journey is a selfish journey. And people can either get on board or they can piss off. And along the way, there's going to be casualties. Casualties could be spouses. Casualties could be friends. Casualties could be family members. There will be casualties along the way. The group of people who are in your life before you start the journey is probably not going to be the same group as when you end. And this goes back to, I don't know what video I said in, but people's true colors show during this journey. You find out who you want in your life and who you don't. So I'm not saying everybody that you know and everybody that's in your life is going to be gone. I'm just saying that people are going to be added to it and people are going to be subtracted from it. And you just have to be okay with it. It's very easy for me to do because I'm a very chaos-oriented person. I don't need structure. I need a certain amount of control, but not when it comes to life. I let chaos happen. I'm okay with chaos. I'm okay with uncertainty. So it makes it easier for me. Are you who you want to be? Yes, I am. I always have been. I mean, you have to make some concessions, especially if you're in a relationship. There are certain concessions that you're going to have to make that maybe don't make you happy. They might not be the best for you. But that's just something you have to do to make a relationship work. And really to function in life, you're going to have to make some concessions. But overall, at my core, who I am, yes, I'm happy with it and I am who I want to be. But I realize that it's an ever-growing process. What I think is right today, I might find out tomorrow it's wrong. What I'm passionate about today, I might not be passionate about tomorrow. And I just have to allow myself to grow. Don't be stuck in your ways. Don't be stuck in your thoughts. You need to learn to live a life of openness and acceptance and possibilities, because possibilities is what makes life fun. I don't know how people live a regimented life. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying for me it's wrong. I can never live a regimented life. I need that chaos. I need that uncertainty. I need the evolution of who I am and the evolution of what life brings. It depends on, how old you are, but what you thought life was and where you were at when you were 20 is much different than where you're going to be at today. Who I am today at 38 is much different than who I was at 28. And that's just because I allow myself to grow. I am not stuck in my ways. So that's outside of weight loss, though. I don't think that necessarily has anything to do with weight loss itself. I think that just has to do with being a person and growing as a person. One of the statements in it was, we are all works in progress. The transition isn't easy. I somewhat have a problem with that statement, because the transformation and the transition is easy if you don't take other people into account. So if you're able to put yourself first, the transformation and the transition is fairly easy, I find. You're going to be a different person at the end of this journey, whether you like it or not, for the most part. I mean, there's an exception to every rule. And if you just allow it to happen and you don't worry about outside influences, it's going to be pretty easy to do. And in the end, you're going to be a happier person and you're going to live a happier life for it. So my overall advice is, figure out what is important to you, what makes you happy, what makes you throw your hands up in the air and scream and have a good time, and what doesn't, and where do you want to be tomorrow, and pursue that. And those that love you and should be part of your life will be there with you tomorrow, and those that don't will just fall to the wayside. So this journey is about you, and you should make it about you. And I think that's all I have on the soul. So hopefully you got something out of it. It wasn't too somber. I apologize if it was. I was just trying to be as honest as possible. Remember, the journey doesn't stop until you do. See you next time.